October 12th, Sunday, Thanksgiving weekend. Gonna start undercoating. Papa Jerry is the first one up on the list. I've only got a couple hours right now. The kids are napping, and then we're going to Sarah's parents for Thanksgiving supper in a bit here. So I'm gonna get it up on the hoist, take the tires off, just start to get it ready, see what I can get done. Maybe do a bit more tonight, probably wake up early tomorrow, do a bit more then, hopefully a little bit more nap time tomorrow. See what I got done. So this CRV is a 2009, and this body style had recalls on the rear subframes for rotting out. Now my papa took it into the dealer when they sent him the recall notice, and they inspected it, and this car was fine. This car is in pretty good shape underneath. It does have light surface rust. I was spraying some oil under it the other night when I was fixing the undercoater. I have a whole detailed video of that, going through cleaning it out and how it works if you want to check that out. But I think that was 2 winters ago I undercoated it. Oh, this looks like it's leaking, isn't it? That looks like it might need a pinion seal. Okay, I should probably check the oil on that. But anyways, after he had it checked out at the dealer for the recall, he wanted me to undercoat it, but he didn't want the whole car done. He only wanted the subframe done, so I only did parts of it. But as I'm peeling off these inner fenders up here, like you can see this part, I didn't do. Pretty dry and crusty. I was scraping at it a bit the other night. Like, look, those backing plates are original. That's pretty unheard of on a 16-year-old car. But I don't believe I took the tires off it when I undercoated it, but I was looking up in here, and I definitely did spray oil up in here. Like, it doesn't stop the rust 100%, but it does a pretty good job. But just for comparison, like, you can tell this has been oiled, but then down here is not. And it definitely makes a difference. Now the other side was scalier. I'll go around and show that. But this bracket here and these fittings on this brake line, they're oily, looking not too bad. This side over here, I was already kind of scaling them off, but much crustier. Took a big flake of paint off of that bracket. And this side overall is just crustier looking. Like you can see up here where I sprayed it. Still looking pretty nice. But this car really hasn't seen a whole lot of winter driving in its life. It's an Ontario car, but it's going to be getting driven this winter, so gonna give her the full oil spray down this year and give it the best chance it can have at not rotting away. My OCD would love to keep going, and then I would like to even take it a step further and pressure wash everything, but I just do not have the time to commit to that. So this will just have to do. This is still a pretty good effort, I would say, in preserving the underneath of this vehicle. So I still have a little bit of prep work to do under the hood. I still have to pull the plugs out of the doors, but it's pretty well 7 o'clock. So I'm just making a coffee to head in the house. It's Maeve's birthday today. She's 2, so we're gonna do some fun stuff, carve some pumpkins, go on a little adventure maybe. I am all set for this thing's maiden voyage after getting it all cleaned out. Got the brake rotors wrapped up with tin foil so I don't get them all covered. Ready to start spraying. October 31st, 2025. Happy Halloween! Got the fire going in the shop. I took the day off today. It's Friday. I missed Halloween last year. I was up in Timmins. I'm only working in Barrie this year, so get to go trick-or-treating with the kids tonight. That'll be fun. So today's project is to finish undercoating this. 10 degrees in the shop right now. It's about 5 outside. It's rainy. Bunch of rain yesterday, finishing up today. It was from Tropical Storm Melissa in the Bahamas, I think. But yeah, last weekend didn't do anything on this. It's been on the hoist 2 weeks now. Got rolling right along down at Nanny's, doing yard cleanup, having a fire, landscaping, and we were right into that. So just decided to wait on this until now, but it's deer season on Monday, so I got a bit of time off this weekend, bit of time off next week, so I'll be able to get this finished up, and then need to undercoat everything else too. So we'll get right to this. I finished the underside of it now, so I got to do the wheel wells, still got to do the door bottoms and door cavities and stuff, and then I'm probably gonna end up pulling the battery out of it and doing the hood engine bay area as well. I don't know if all undercoating oil does this, but this brand of oil that I use, when it comes into contact with these rubbers, over time the rubber expands, and then if it's on the bottoms of the doors it gets droopy. I really don't like that. Like, most vehicles use little plastic clips to hold it on. But on Sarah's CRV, they're just stick on, and all the door rubbers are falling off of it. Like that's hard plastic, that won't be as bad, but these door rubbers here that I'm getting a bit of overspray on. Like a little bit of mist probably isn't the end of the world, but like that little rubber boot too, it'll get loose. Some guys that do undercoating, they tape off all this. It's a lot of extra work to do that. Not a terrible idea though, really. And they'll tape off the exhausts too. So hopefully by taking a little extra care and not getting these door rubbers completely covered in oil, it'll help them not get all sagged out. This is why I'm taking these off of here. There's like grease or something under these front ones. There wasn't under the backs. I wonder if that's factory. Wish they had gone a little more liberal. I guess that's not too bad, really. We'll get that coated and put that back on. At this point, I think I'm gonna start putting back together the underneath. But since this has been sitting here a couple weeks now, I just wanted to come in and inspect and see if there's any spots that I think look a little thin. Yeah, probably the odd. That looks a little dry right there. I mean, really everything looks pretty good, but wouldn't be me if I didn't come back through and spray a little more on. Maybe right there, that strap. Oh yeah, that whole strap there. Looks pretty good though. Okay, I'll get this finished up and then get all the lovely panels back on and wheel wells back in. So since this thing has been in here torn apart for a couple weeks, I'm really gonna have to try and remember where all this hardware came from. I kind of have it separated, like that's from over there. One of the windowsills from that front corner, there's stuff laid out on the bench, but it's like, and there's loose stuff on the hoist arms. Just start putting it back together and see how many parts I got left on the floor at the end. Put some good old anti-seize on these so they'll come out next year. I wanted to pay extra close attention to these areas in here. It seems like salt collects and will sit in here like sand and salt and really rot out. This area on my white CRV, the Timmins car, it's like pretty crusty right here. It's not, there's no holes in it and it's not gone yet, but it's mighty tender. I did this on my Civic too and it was still in pretty good shape. I'm starting to see a lot of those body style Civics like 2013 to 2015 that are all rotten now, which is wild. I'd love to see mine again, see how it's doing. Now it's a fun game to try and remember where all the hardware goes. That must have been a metal screw there because it's kind of rusty. They never seem to go back quite 100% the way they came apart. Nice, this side is all back together now. Oh yeah, look at that, no overspray all over. And then for my grand finale trick. This might seem ridiculous or excessive, but if that ever needs to come apart someday, it actually will. So I wanted to take a minute to talk about the undercoating oil that I use and the results that it yields. So these tires, I guess these rims are a couple years old, but they've always had oil sprayed on them every year. And driving up north last year was hard on the paint on them. Like the rust is really coming through on these. And I sprayed these with WD-40 before I put them away for the summer. And that was pretty disappointing, really. I'm just gonna spray these again and put them on. So the oil that I've been using is an APC Auto Parts Store brand. As far as oil, undercoating oil price-wise goes, that's on the cheaper end of the spectrum. It's under $200 to pail, and I'm seeing different stuff like wool wax, fluid film, and it's like $400 or $500 a pail. So I don't know if it makes that big of a difference, but this oil clearly, rust still does its thing underneath this oil, and people say that that wool wax stuff, it stops rust. So I would like to try it. I would be curious. But come next spring, after driving this thing all winter, most of this oil will be gone and it'll look all rusty again. Like there will still be oily residue on stuff, but you pretty much have to pressure wash it and re-oil it again to keep it looking like this, nice and oily, not scaly, flaky, rusty. But this is much better than no oil at all. So gonna get this thing finished up. It is a bit of extra work to pull the battery out, but I feel like it's well worth it. Every time I do, there's always corrosion under here that you'd never ever be able to get to otherwise. Like especially down in here, this car hasn't seen a whole lot of dirt road driving just yet, but I'm sure after this winter, like that'll all be packed with sand down in there. So in that case, it would be good to wash it all out first and then spray everything you can in here, but it's fairly clean for the most part, so should be good to get this all sprayed now. I even pulled that little thing off so I can spray that bracket better. Almost forgot to put this piece back on. There we go, all finished up. Now I'll have to reset the clock because I had the battery disconnected, but that works out just all right because the time changes tomorrow night. Happy deer season.